The newly minted Republican candidate for governor. Good morning to you, Congressman. So you got, 80 days or so? You got to sprint to the finish line here. How do things look right now?
We think they look great. I got into this race nearly a year ago, and our message has been consistent across the state of Wisconsin. We're a state that's going to decide, are we going to go into decline like our neighbors in Minnesota and Illinois, or are we going to be one of the states that's on the rise? And with the agenda that I'm putting out there of reducing property taxes, getting control of our energy costs, and auditing all of state government to make sure we root out that fraud that we know is out there, that message is really resonating across the state.
I know you're facing Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley in that general election, as we mentioned. What do you believe voters need to know right now about your opponent and the agenda that he would bring to the governor's office?
Well, I think back to 2 weeks ago when he was in the middle of the primary and he said that his positions were very little different from the leading candidate at that point, Francesca Hong, the socialist. So there's really not a dime's worth of difference between David Crowley and Francesca Hong. And I think when people see his record in Milwaukee County, they're going to find that out. I mean, when he had a budget deficit in the county, did he tighten the belt a little bit of government? No, he went right back to taxpayers. Boy, we were at a corner bar, as there's lots of them here in Wisconsin, but a corner bar in Milwaukee County this week. And the proprietor there said his property taxes went up from $4,400 to $7,700 in 1 year. That's what's making Wisconsin unaffordable as places like Milwaukee County, where they can't control their spending.
Yeah, so Congressman, obviously Wisconsin currently has a Democrat governor right now, but in the last 3 elections, at least at the presidential level, it's been razor close, 20,000, 30,000 votes separating President Trump and the Democrat candidates. So what's the key to being on the positive side of that as your race comes through?
It's the key issues of the day. It's affordability and accountability and common sense. And that's the commitment that I made. I'm a lifelong resident of Wisconsin. My wife and I owned our own small business. I mean, we're just average Wisconsinites. And people want that type of leadership, someone who's grounded in the values of our good state. And that means that we need to get control of property taxes. I mean, it's one of the chief issues that's out here. Utility rates have went up over $2 billion in the last 8 years, really an unprecedented increase. These type of costs are nickel and diming people. There is so much that we can do as the governor of the state of Wisconsin to rein in those costs. And I'm laying out that agenda every single day.
We usually see the president on the campaign trail helping out those running in Senate and Congress. You're obviously running for governor. Do you expect the president to join you before the midterms to kind of support you there in Wisconsin?
Well, we'll see what the president does. I mean, he's got his hands full, and he's got the midterm convention that's coming up. There's a lot of races. And I think his priority is, rightfully so, the Congress of the United States, the House and the Senate. Right. He wants to make sure that they keep majority. So I understand if that's the president's priority.
Best of luck to you. Only a few months to go. Thank you.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.